To teach is to touch a life forever. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Neeta and I'm on the mission of teacher empowerment. So we are on the journey of understanding classroom management technique, and we are already started with components of classroom management. We have already discussed 3 components in last 3 videos. Now it's time to discuss our 4th component of classroom management. And that 4th component is instructional techniques. How you're going to communicate with them, how you're going to perform in the class, how you're going to give your presentation, your instruction. All these things includes in instructional techniques. So when it comes to instructional techniques, of course language matters. If it's ESL class, if it's FSL class, again the techniques may differ. So here in India, of course, all the classes are ESL class. ESL class means English as a second language. So of course, if English is not their primary first language, and we are trying to give instruction in English language, kids are small, yet they have not learned, and they don't understand the language completely. And if you're trying to communicate with them in English language, how come you expect that they will follow each and everything? So first thing is whether the learner understand the language in which you are giving the instruction. If not, then what you have to do is, of course, as and when you are giving instruction, you have to also add on to it with giving some kind of flavor with your local language, whatever vernacular language they might be understanding. Sometime you may have to repeat the same instruction in the local language also. So few of the time when you repeat it, then it may not happen that again every time you have to repeat. But initially when you are giving certain kind of instruction, okay, simple instruction, actional instruction, sit down, keep silence, open your book, whatever these kind of things are there, so that with action it will do. So even though they are not understanding your language, but just with the sign language you're communicating with them. So yeah, whenever it comes to instructional techniques, your language matters. So you should use proper language, and if your language is not completely understood by the learner, then in that case you have to sometime repeat it in the local language, whichever language they understand or they know. This is first thing regarding language. Now regarding your presentation style, now how you are teaching to 10th standard, you cannot teach to preschooler, right? Of course, it comes to your speaking style, your communication, whatever kind of communication in whatever body language you are delivering to 10th standard kids. Of course, you cannot use the similar kind of technique or similar kind of body language and similar kind of voice modulation with the preschooler. So of course, as and when you are dealing with young learners at that moment of time, you should have another type of style of delivery, style of presentation, lot of energy, lot of enthusiasm required when it comes to dealing with young learners. And you should always have that smiley face with you. Otherwise they may feel bored, and if you'll not have proper voice modulation and all, of course they may not feel connected with you. You should have bodily actions, and whenever you are communicating with them, you should have that kind of energy, so that most of the time whatever things you are delivering, you're communicating, they are understanding just by watching to you, whatever kind of style of delivery you are having. So of course, when it comes to instructional technique, you need to follow certain kind of variety of presentation style, certain kind of you may say based on your learner style, you should plan your things. Now when it comes to types of learner, of course, you all know VAC concept is visual, auditory and kinesthetic. So if the learner is visual, you might have heard that particular thing ki, tell me, I may remember, show me, then I may remember it for last time, or I may understand, and involve me, I may learn. So the thing is, just बताओगे तो हो सकता है कि उनको कभी याद आए या फिर वो भूल जाए. दिखाओगे तो हो सकता है कि उन्हें समझ में भी आ जाए क्योंकि करके दिखाया आपने, लेकिन अगर आप उनको इन्वॉल्व करोगे तो they will learn. So of course we want them to learn, and that's why what we have to do is we have to do all three, because many of them may be visual learner, many of them may be auditory learner, many of them may be kinesthetic learner. So जो visual है उनको देखे बिना समझ में नहीं आएगा, जो ऑडिटरी है उनको सुने बिना समझ में नहीं आएगा, जो काइनेस्थेटिक है उनको एक्टिविटी किए बिना समझ में नहीं आएगा. तो ये सारी चीज़ें जो है ये आपको एक थिंग जो है उसमें ये दोनों तीनों चीज़ों को इनकॉर्पोरेट करना पड़ेगा, तब जाके आपका जो लर्नर है उसको आपकी जो भी इंस्ट्रक्शन है वो अच्छे से समझ में आएगी. तो आपको हर टेक्निक को इन्वॉल्व करना है, एक चीज़ को अलग अलग तरीके से प्रेजेंट करना है, एंड एनी हाउ यू हैव टू मेक देम अंडरस्टैंड थिंग्स. अदरवाइज if they are not understanding, then how they'll perform, right? So basically this is how you have to keep on changing your instructional style. There should be variety within your instructional style. It should not be very monotonous in a very typical certain manner, and you should also remain actually show some kind of flexibility. You should also have that growth mindset from the fixed mindset. So of course you should change, you should upgrade yourself, update yourself. Whatever technique you might have used last year in the last class, now with the kids demand has changed, the style of learner has changed. So now how you could upgrade your own style of learning, whatever topic you might have learned teach last year in a certain way, now how you could modify it, how you can change your style of teaching. So all this kind of thing you can incorporate while understanding this component called as instructional techniques. So this was the fourth and the last component which we are going to discuss. Of course there are several other components, but these are the four different components. So as it's a concluding thing, so I'll just repeat whatever all other components we have already discussed. So first component was regarding the classroom design, ki how should be the design of your class. So we have already discussed the arrangements and all. Then was scheduling and organizing. Then was about rules and discipline, and this was regarding the instructional techniques. So these four components are very important when it comes to classroom management. So this is all about this video. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.